Travis Wayne Goodsell. On the 17th of March, my birthday, the remaining First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, consisting only of Oakes and Eyring, as Nelson is on his deathbed, came out with a third Easter death threat for Mormons. This death threat was not put out until the next morning, yesterday morning, the 18th. And on the 18th, I learned of that plot that morning. That the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, when it is to be led by Oakes, as he's next in line to become the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has designed a plot to murder Mormons. In the month of March, which is the Jewish month of Adar, the Jewish month of Purim, of Esther, the book that corresponds with the law of the Jews, Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 19, in which Esther goes to the king and warns him of the plot to murder the Mormons. Prophecy's getting fulfilled. Prophecy's getting fulfilled. Are you listening, Mormons? Are you listening? That which the enemy plots to do to the innocents is the weapon that they themselves get for their punishment as false accusers. Purim. Now, in the first year of King Trump, that the word of the Lord spoken of by the mouth of Travis might be accomplished. The Lord stirred up the spirit of Trump, king of MAGA nation, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom and put it also in writing as an executive order, saying, that death threat, Oakes. See, I'm having difficulty believing that they stopped reporting to the First Presidency and the Quorum of the 12 about me. If the Strengthening Church Members Committee stopped reporting to them about me, oh, some heads are gonna roll. Oakes is threatening murder. And do you not think he's gonna be pissed with the 70 in the Strengthening Church Members Committee for not reporting me? Especially after I know they are still watching by pulling down the First Presidency message and moving it to the bottom. And so, yes, even with the storm yesterday down And primarily, the outages were in Utah County, there by BYU, which means that the Mormon YouTube employee was affected because I was left alone for the most part on YouTube yesterday. Oops, gotcha. Who needs IP addresses? I've got scripture prophecy to expose you. So, yeah. Things are happening, guys. And so I'm going off of 2 Chronicles chapter 36. And it's right here at the very end of the book, 22 and 23. And so 23 then reads, "Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth hath the Lord God of heaven given me. And he hath charged me to build him an house in Jerusalem." Trump, if you're listening, I hope you can find the email I sent you this morning, which is in Utah. Who is there among you of all his people? The Lord God be with him, and let him go up. Oh, I am smelling blood in the water. This is going to be epic. Oh, happy day. We'll get to it. He makes an appearance. Another Jesus makes an appearance for this. So, Ezra, which is the sun god seer by Paleo-Hebrew meaning, it uses 2 Chronicles to tell his story. This is not literal history, but it's based on the literal history. And so, yes, there's a lot of stuff from history, like King Cyrus of Persia, for example. And the Jews on the 17th of Adar, and I took it down. What the hell? Just upgraded and they didn't fix the problems. 522 BCE. That's when the Jews officially take their journey back to Jerusalem. That is the Exodus. That is the pattern. And so Ezra and Jesus are the man like Moses for the stories. Just like Joshua, Jesus, for his book of Jesus and his exodus into the land of Canaan as well. This is the pattern of the Jews, all prophesying and revealing the latter days when their kingdom will be restored under King Cyrus. So Netanyahu believes it's them. Kinda, sorta, not really. It's Mormons. Joseph Smith said so, because the Book of Mormon said so. So I shouldn't have to keep repeating information. I expect my audience to be Mormon or have been Mormon, so that they have already the prerequisite knowledge. But I am also becoming very well aware that the church doesn't want you to study, so that they can release Easter messages like Oaks did yesterday. And Mormons would be none the wiser. They would go, oh, okay, that's sweet. Yeah, I already know everything on there. It's all true. I don't need to read it. That's what they want you to do, is not read it. Not study it. But they know I study. They know I know scriptures. They know I do church news videos. So, hilarious. So yes, the church wants to overthrow the government under Trump. They want to murder him. So yes, I've just fulfilled prophecy this morning again, Mormons. Are you not paying attention? Are you really wanting to be evil right now? Not the good time to be on the wrong side of prophecy. And so Ezra starts us off repeating the King Cyrus declaration to go and build the New Jerusalem, rebuild the temple. And so, yes, Southern Illinois, which is where Joseph Smith designated it to be in July 1840, as the Mormon Danites, as they called themselves, lied to Mormons, using Independence, Missouri, as their code for the coup of the government in the latter days, as they, the Crown, were in Adimondayaman, their secret headquarters. And so, in chapter 1 of Ezra, they go over the collection of what they take back in their Exodus. And so all the materials necessary to build Zion. That's in essence what it is. All of the stuff that was stolen is given back to the Mormons. And they are given stuff to go and build their temple with the items that were within. The silver basins, basins of gold, the vessels, and the chargers, other vessels, everything that was taken by Babylon from the temple. And so understand that New Jerusalem and Zion are the mountain cities of the Lord. The whole city is a mountain temple. And so that's what we're looking at for this fulfillment. It's not just a temple and then homes. No, this is far more grander. So, in Ezra chapter 2, we have the book of the law. This is what I've been telling you about is coming. The fall of the church, transfer of authority, Exodus, building of Zion. And for the Exodus, we need to have a listing of everyone who wants to go and who qualify. We cannot have people who want to destroy Zion. You are not allowed to come to Zion, obviously. If you are an enemy Mormon and somehow you escape King Cyrus's wrath, you still won't be allowed in. There are a whole bunch of people on my blacklist who don't get to come to Zion. I know what they've done. They do not get to come. Do not think you're going to placate me, smooze me into batting your beautiful eyes and say, "Oh, please." No. Go back. Stay away. Leave me alone. I'm a family man. My bark is much worse than my bite. Classic Hall & Oates. And so we do need to refer to section 85 because he refers to Ezra, as well as talking about Ezra, the one mighty and strong, the man like Moses, from Deuteronomy 18 verse 15, our Christ, and then the book of the law, those whose names are found. And so, yeah, it's going to be sad if this happens and all priesthood holders in the administration are all locked up. That's the high priesthood with the capitals in verse 11, not the stake presidents and bishops who are the lay ministry. We're talking about the priestcrafter leaders, the ones who have been stealing from Mormons. Will a man rob God? They do if they're of the great and abominable church. And so those wives and children are going to be shocked, not just Mormons. What do you mean we're Jewish? Oh, it says so. All I had to do was read the Book of Mormon. Oh, crap. And so it'll be interesting. There's going to be a lot of broken families because of the evil of this church. And it's just going to make me cry of all the damage this church has done to Mormons and to the world. The evil that they are. And so, yeah, it will be tough. Women who want to come to Zion and accept that the Jewish Christ is the true Christ, not Jesus. Yeah, you get to come. You can't just use lip service, though, because of the New Testament passages. Anyone who says, "Lord, Lord," does not automatically get into heaven. Let's quote that since we're talking about it. But yeah, Ezra, second chapter, 61st and 2nd verses. So yeah, I'm in chapter 2 where the book of the law is, and then at the end, in the 61st and 62nd, is where they talk about those who are not to go. Let's see. Lord, enter heaven. Yeah, Matthew chapter 7. Right after judging people. Judging false prophets by their Easter message. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into Zion and New Jerusalem. This is a parable. Kingdom of heaven means the latter day Zion, New Jerusalem. But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. So yeah, you can't just give lip service. You can't just think you're going to go along with the crowd and get in. You've got to demonstrate the fruits of repentance, if necessary. And for most Mormons, yeah. For most Mormons, it hopefully will just be a transgression of ignorance of not actually studying the scriptures and going, oh, wait, it says Jewish. But actually also providing for the storehouse. There is only one law for Zion. Give agency. That is love. Give to all life, liberty, and property. And in return, they have that one law too, to give it to you. No mean girls, no bullying, no guilt tripping, no shaming. Give agency. Love your neighbor. Not complicated. Because once you start violating the 10 Commandments, Sabbath day was Babylonian, and they used it as the Lord of the Sabbath for the latter day. But you're in Zion now. Every day is a Sabbath day. You are now perfect in Zion, if you can get in and stay in. But the storehouse, as I've been going over with you guys, section 119 is not Joseph's. You do not give your money for the kingdom. Malachi makes it very clear. Joseph of Egypt makes it very clear. Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon make it very clear. Storehouse. You give to the storehouse so that others can have what they need and want. And in return, they give to the storehouse so that you get what you need and want. That's simple. The whole system is set up to be self-sustaining, self-sufficient, to perpetually maintain the storehouse. That's it. Real simple. And so there's no shaming of other people for not following your idolatrous will for them. Leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone. You get to be independent agents. You get to choose who you get to be with, how many kids you're going to have, if you're going to have any. Technically, why would you not? Because there's a coming utter destruction of the rest of the world if you're not in Zion. And so the human race is literally going to need to be replenished. But and then it's people who lie and who try to steal, that's creating an underground economy in Zion, and that will not be allowed. No monetary system of economy in Zion. The initial material wealth is to build Zion so that it becomes self-sufficient and self-sustaining. After that, there's no money needed. So only the initial materials needed to build Zion and get it up and running is all that's needed. Anyway, back to Ezra. And so here we have Jesus. And when the 7th month was come, which is Passover. In the religious calendar, it's technically the 2nd month, but in the civil calendar, it's the 7th month. And so thus, what they're talking about here, because they left in Adar. But anyway, so chapter 3, when Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem. Then stood up Jesus, the son of Yahzodek, the priest of Yah, and his brethren the priests, and Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, so SLT, the god of SLT. Interesting. Okay, anyway. And his brethren, and builded the altar of the God of Israel, to offer burnt offerings thereon, as it is written in the law of Moses, the man of God. It's actually the Son of Man, the God man. Because that's who Jesus is here. He's the man like Moses, fulfilling the latter-day prophecy in New Jerusalem, Zion. And so, yeah, the burnt offerings, yeah, that's for all of you guys. You now are, I forgot the phrasing, co-equal, oh my God, joint heirs, oh my hell. Joint heirs with me in Zion and New Jerusalem. And so the offerings are for you guys. That's the storehouse. That's food. Gonna have a big old barbecue bash. That's what that is. And so, yeah, there's no reason to get orthodoxed on this. I'm here. No more orthodoxy. No more Pharisaical interpretations. Cut it out. It is fulfilled. And so, yeah, this is wild. I really am hoping for this, but Mormons are in positions all over in the government to protect the church. But yeah, there's some things going on that are designed to hurt Trump, as well as Americans, that I'll be going over for this Trump ICE 2025 video, plus the regular religious video. Get to combine them together today because of the topic. Thanks to Oaks. He's next in line, and already he's threatening to murder people. Dear God. And so, yeah, we'll see if Trump comes to the rescue. We'll have to make a commemorative coin for this one. Not just the one he did back in whenever it was, when he moved the embassy in Jerusalem, or to Jerusalem. Not quite the fulfillment, guys. Try again. Try again. And so, yeah, that's also another reason why he's going after the Houthi, and thus Iran, and thus Netanyahu has escalated in Gaza again, as Trump embraced the satire video of Trump Gaza. You gotta be careful. Trump's not satirist. Is that the correct terminology? He'll take it literally. And so, yeah, this is gonna be just wild if it happens. It needs to happen, because I mean, seriously, you really want murderous Oaks, who's on a death rampage? Anybody who's not strictly obedient dies. You sure you want to be in that religion? Women, are you sure? Those who are not pure white, are you sure? Those of you who are Not rich? Are you sure? And dear God, I mean, those of you who live here and left the church or are not Mormon at all, are you sure you want them to get their kingdom back? Under Oaks, are you sure? Because you can tell Nelson's on his deathbed and Oaks is just dying to get, he's just frothing at the mouth to become the leader. He just can't wait. I'm surprised he hasn't murdered Nelson yet. And if you've forgotten, he's number 2 because he couldn't give up the world. So Nelson went first. We should see if I should have that. I don't know if it's labeled correctly to identify it, but I should have it. I've used it last year. Nelson Oaks. Yeah, it's not labeled right. I'd have to find out which conference. And maybe have to re-download it if necessary. It was April 18, 1984. Okay. Yeah, he had to wait an extra month to leave the Supreme Court of Utah. Yep. Okay. So 1984, let's see if that produces results. 1984. Pullman. Oh, that was Pullman? Oh, that was October. Interesting. No, it's not listed. What the hell? Okay. I'm going to have to re-download it because I don't want to go searching for it on my... Okay. Libraries, General Conference. 19... April 1984. So, Sustaining of Church Officers by Gordon B. Hinckley. Surprised this should have been in this file. Yep, there it is. As the quorum of the 12 apostles, Ezra Taft Benson, W. Hunter, Thomas S. Monson, Boyd K. Packer, Marvin J. Ashton, Bruce R. McConkie, L. Tom Perry, David B. Haight, James E. Faust, Neil A. Maxwell, Russell N. Nelson, and Dallin H. Oaks. All in favor, please manifest it. Contrary, if there be any. With reference to Dallin Oaks, I would like to say that while we nominate and sustain him today, he will not be ordained to the apostleship, nor will he be set apart as a member of the Council of the 12, nor will he begin his apostolic service until he bows the knee. He completes his present judicial commitments. Awesome. Okay. Back in the days of 360 pixels. Yeah, it should have shown up as 1984. It's not in my files. God. Already downloaded? Oh, that's 360. Okay. So, that's what we're looking at. And then we can keep on going into... Why are you back on 1? And so here we have apostate, anti-Mormon, antichrist, Korahors who want to come to New Jerusalem with us. They are welcome, Mormons. Remember, one and only one commandment. Do not violate it. And so, yes, everybody will be helping to build the temple who wants to come and build the temple and follow the one and only one law. And then prophecy of Haggai and Zechariah. Zerubbabel renews building of temple. Samaritans challenge the Mormons' right. Apostates challenge the Mormons' right to continue their building work. Because you guys were the ones who stayed in the church. We're not smart enough to read Jews. And then Darius renews the decree of Cyrus. It's finished and dedicated. Sacrifices, orgy sex ensue with Aaron and the golden cow. No orgy sex. No. Okay, and then Ezra is in chapter 7, as he is the seer, the sun seer, goes up to Jerusalem. Artaxerxes provides for the beautifying the temple and sustains the Jews in their worship. Artaxerxes is the next Persian king. Is it Don Jr.? Maybe Ivanka. Does she want to be president? Those who went up from Babylon to Jerusalem are listed. And so again, they're going over the book of the law. And so, as it is twice here, so shall it be as prophesied. When the call of section 133 goes out, which is similar to Trump putting out the call as well, so that's how the whole world will know about it, because it'll be all over the world news. You're gonna have me likewise notifying the stake presidents all around the world of those who want to come to Zion, report to the bishops, and be interviewed to make sure they want to come, make sure they understand we're Jewish, that we were lied to, that our money was stolen, we were committing prostitution, porn, the correct definition. And so those who want to come to Zion can come to Zion. Now, I'm sure there's going to be Desnat that, as white supremacist Christian nationalists, they're not going to want to come to Zion. But again, if they can demonstrate the fruits of repentance, which literally is providing the fruit to the storehouse, then you can come. One law. that's it. And so the bishops will have a list, the book of the law, of those who are coming to Zion. They will email that to me so that when they get to Zion at the command center, we compare the two lists. And if there's a person not on it, got to go back. And if they're from another country, yeah, we send you directly to ICE because you don't want to follow the one law. You don't want to be in Zion. You were trying to sneak in and violate the laws. So yeah, we'll send you directly to ICE. Let them deal with you. So yes, we're using what Trump has set up to fulfill the prophecies. Oaks has no clue what damage he caused. Until this morning, when the Strengthening Church Members Committee report to him. Return and report. What's Travis up to now? He put in a short little clip last night. It's another egg of great price parable. Oh, that was just brilliant. To find that picture. That was awesome. All right. And so, yeah. I am so trunky for Zion. And so many Jews intermarry with and follow the abominations of the Canaanites and others. And so, yeah, you can't marry an unbeliever and come to Zion. The unbeliever is not allowed. This is where the tragedy is that I was talking about at the beginning, near the beginning, is that you're going to have Mormons who believe and have tried to enforce that the church is Christian, that the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith are Christian, that Jesus is still coming. No man knows the day or the hour of his coming, though. And so families are going to be left with a difficult choice. Do they stay together? Or do they separate so that the believer comes to Zion? And that's just going to break my heart as a victim of 2 failed marriages and who knows how many failed dates. Those count. They hurt my feelings. I'm sad. And so, yeah, it's just going to be heart-wrenching because then kids are going to be involved. And who does the kids go with? And it's just going to be heart-wrenching as the unbelievers are going to want to hurt the other spouse and use the kids as extortion to purposely punish the believing spouse. It's just going to be just gut-wrenching. And so I don't know if I'll be given Trump authority to make those kinds of decisions, as Solomon did for the woman who tried to claim that the child was hers. But, dear God, why can't people just love? I mean, you got together because you thought you loved each other, but then you didn't produce the results, and so the seed died. Or in my parents' case, it was a matter of being loyal to the church. Oh, okay, I'm a woman, so I'm supposed to get married to a returned missionary and have kids and continue to go to church and be prostituted by my husband who does the work, and I'm home barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen. She wore sandals. She wasn't barefoot, per se. And she wasn't always in the kitchen. You know, when the laundry was done, she took it all into the master bedroom where she did the ironing, watching the soaps. But yeah, whenever they disagreed on something, they would go into their master bedroom, shut the door, and then we could hear arguing and yelling back and forth. And then in the end, my mom always lost because my dad would pull the temple card. You have to obey me. I'm the priesthood authority. I preside. Do as I say. You wanted to turn him into a Nazi Mormon, Mom. He was a sensitive snowflake, deep state Dem. You turned him. Are you sure that's what you wanted? God. So yeah, they hated each other when what the hell? And you're telling me this why? Oh, because you think the Spirit told you to marry him. Because he was the one who conformed and complied to your little fantasy of marriage. You didn't marry for love. You want to produce the fruit of your love. Got it. So what am I then, as the firstborn birthright blessing son, of whom you were ashamed of when I hit puberty? So we remind you of what you did as a teenage girl with Elvis. And that's why you're a Nazi now? You can't do that to kids. You can't just get married because it's an obligation to the religion. Because the children realize that. They realize you don't love them. That they just had you as an obligation. Then you're going to get a child who's going to be a black sheep of the family, and then he's going to go and spoil all of the church's plans for their kingdom. So, there you have it. This is just going to break my heart. People can't love each other. What's forever for? And then finally, chapter 10, Jews' covenant to put away wives. Taken from the Mormons. Seriously? There's going to be more men in Zion? Well, that's going to be counterproductive. But also, this also disturbs and concerns me, as women tend to want to be good unless they fully embrace their Mormon abuse to become abusers themselves. But the church has been threatening to restore polygamy. Nelson lowered the age to 11, And yet, because of Purim and the false accusation in Deuteronomy 19:19, the punishment going back on them, that this is going to result in extra women, more so than men percentage-wise. And as the necessity to replenish the human race is going to be coming, that terrifies me. I've seen Big Love. I know the problems that are coming. I'm scared. I mean, seriously, I've spent my whole life just wanting one to produce fruit with, to cleave unto. Just one. And watching my childhood come and go, watching my teen years come and go, watching my college age get burned to shreds, heart ripped out, shoved in a blender, frappéd on high, completely and utterly ruined. My whole family turns against me. Singles wards for both the younger and the older rejected me. And then the church punishing me for obeying the Constitution, wanting to be left alone, stop being abused. And so locked up for 6 years of my life, disappeared, erased from history. And then to get free, and then again to fulfill prophecy, but the heart is again ripped out, shoved in a blender, frappéd on high, as she's cutting my hair and betrays me to the Philistines. And here I am doing the work alone, waiting the whole latter days, doing over 8.5K videos, trying to save Mormon lives, trying to get you to be good and love your spouse, love yourself, love your neighbor, so that you can be pure of heart to come to Zion as a full, intact family. And so, yes, I know the tragedies of failed relationships. And I know that as teenagers, guys want to have sex with multiple women and not be bound down in a marriage relationship. I know about that. But I just wanted one, and I couldn't get that to work. How the hell am I going to get 10, 20, 2 to work? And dear God, because, just a nightmare. So many destroyed lives, that Zion literally is going to be a place to recover for the first generation that goes. And then the second generation hopefully will be born and raised up never knowing the evils and the struggles that we went through to get to Zion, to be free at last from the great and abominable church. I can't even fathom the damage this church done is irreparable. So, Anyway, let's go over the list, as we're almost at an hour anyway. I told you this was happening. And here we are again. Trump, upset with the judge for denying the deportations, is now calling for his impeachment. And Supreme Court Justice Roberts, the chief judge, said, "No, Trump, no." And the deep state Dems are going, "Oh, are we here at a constitutional crisis yet? Do we get to report it as news? Is he following the Constitution? Well, obviously no. Then yeah, we're already there. We were there back in his first term. You kind of missed it because you didn't read the Constitution. You're reading off of the script that the producer makes you read from." I used one of the pillows as the seat cushion, but that's... I don't know if it's working. So Trump is ignoring the judge and calling for his impeachment, and so there's chaos coming. He's ordered by the church, through the church, to destroy the federal government and to turn it into a monarchy, to do away with the Constitution and his law be the law of the land. And people are not understanding this yet. They're still causing contention as if this is a WWE match. This is real. This is not a script to be followed, where Vince McMahon causes harm to the people following the script and actually die on stage or falling on the stage. Oh God. And forces them to use steroids. God. Anyway. And so, there are consequences that are destroying America. And as much as Trump has an idea of how life will be like under his rule and reign, with everybody submitted under him, it will cause damage. And the question is, when will be that trigger moment that will trigger the full-on civil war in America that will lead to the world war around the world? Because we have to get to Zion before that happens. Because once it happens, it's going to be harder than ever to get Mormons scattered all over the world to get to Zion. It's just so... God. Come on, Trump. Hope you get it. They're supposed to, but dear God. So yesterday Trump came out with the self-deport app. If you want to self-deport yourself, use the app. I think that's hilarious. It comes after Rosie O'Donnell. I think it's Rosie O'Donnell, isn't it? Or is it the other woman? Hollywood celebrity leaves USA. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell. She relocated to Ireland. Richard Gere and his family moved to Spain. Let's see. 17 versus Business Insider. Celebrities who left U.S. for political reasons. That was 7 days ago. Let's do the 17 list since that's shorter. It's been heartbreaking to see what's happening politically. 18 now, not 17? Who shared their reasons. Kristen Harris reporting for BuzzFeed. Rosie O'Donnell. In 2025, Richard Gere. So that was, yeah. His family moved to Spain. I'm happy. You just got there. Don't say it until after years. Who's you? Joe Jonas? Sophie Turner. During her marriage to Joe Jonas, Sophie Turner lived in LA and Miami, but she was homesick for the UK. After their divorce, she returned to London. So this wasn't because of Trump? That's the way the news should be. Why is this going weird? What's going on? Wait. What the hell? It's frozen. What the hell? BuzzFeed. God. It's unbelievable. And you put me back up at the top. They're not... Oh my hell. Is it because of the advertising? What are you doing? Stop it. I can't use BuzzFeed because of too much buffering for ads, which I will never click on and purchase. Dear God. So let's try Business Insider. So yeah, it's got Sophie Turner also on there. Oh, what's her show? Ellen DeGeneres. Sorry. And your new partner, Portia de Rossi. So I don't think I recognize her from anything as an actress. So she left after Roe v. Wade was overturned. That was under Biden. Okay. Barbara Streisand is gone. Have you lifted that ban on YouTube? Her and Neil Diamond. YouTube just came up with a blank screen saying that some UK thing said you can't show their stuff. So yeah, she left under Biden. I want Trump people who've left. Celebrities leaves USA in 2025. Courtney Love had a beef with Taylor Swift with President Donald. What the hell? Drama. Huh. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm just wasting time as too many ads are fighting to stall my computer and freeze it, which is not helping me wanting to look at your product and want to buy it. It's counterproductive, guys. Counterproductive. The website doesn't care. You're paying them. But they should care because I'm not going to go back to BuzzFeed anymore because of that. decorum, guys. You can't be evil. You can't be greedy. It'll come back and bite you. The hand that feeds me. So, Secret Service protections are getting dropped. I warned Biden. He didn't want to listen. He thought he knew better. All he had to do was invoke the Insurrection Act. That's all he had to do. And he couldn't do it. He was spineless. And so now Trump? Yeah. He's declared war. Not just the Insurrection Act, which he has yet technically to do, but declaring war and then using the 1798, whatever year it was, Alien Enemies Act for wartime. That's what he's doing. I told Biden he's going to do it when he becomes president. You need to do it now if you're going to protect yourself and your loved ones. And he didn't listen, and here it is. Consequences for not listening to a true prophet. So we'll see how Trump does. This is very clear. If Trump does not listen to me and does not do prophecy, yeah, Oaks already made it very clear of what he's going to do to Trump. So Trump, if you're listening, don't think you know better. I know what I'm talking about. We need to get to Zion. You're the one who can make it happen. Biden failed. So, the Nuclear Safety Administration fired. Yay! Let's hook up AI to it now. That'll be good. I'm sure no negative consequences whatsoever with an AI system that has no clue what the truth is and has been running fire sale checks on American infrastructure, utilities, basic needs. Yep, let's hook it up to nukes. Good idea. As they're already being used by search engines to see what you're typing for passwords and account information for finances? Yeah, great idea. Let's all use AI. Brilliant. Dear God. And so, yeah, hackers are stealing SNAP money. And Trump's going to destroy it anyway. As I'm sure we'll hear from Cox pretty soon about how he hates the poor after he hates children. How many kids do they have anyway? How many kids does he hate? It's just an obligation marriage. That's all. Dear God. Why can't anybody marry for love anymore? How many kids does Governor Cox have? He's the oldest of 8. A farm in Fairview. He and his jailbait wife Abby have 4 children. You're in Fairview still? You don't use the governor's mansion? Is that still being used? Did they not use that? Where is Fairview? My goodness, it's almost a complete square Borg cube. Mount Pleasant, Oak Creek. My goodness, that's a long commute. Seriously? You commute all the way from there? Dear God. Oh my hell. Yeah, he was not the brightest one of the bunch, but he submits the knee to Nelson. That's all that they would care about. Oh dear God. Let's see. And so yeah, the stealing of SNAP, the reimbursement fund in Utah is empty. I wonder why Governor Cox didn't make sure it was sufficiently full. I'm surprised he's not doing a campaign. Hey, donate to the reimbursement SNAP fund. We've been wasting your taxpayer dollars. And the news, they went out and did a post fund for the food bank about how, we got all sorts of food, yay! Yay! It's enough for all of the homeless and the needy to get one meal, and then they're empty again. Hello? You can't just give one time to give one meal to the homeless and the poor. It's about as pathetic as the church during a national emergency where they give 2 truckloads for hundreds of thousands of people with their lives now ruined. Here's 2 truckloads. Pay your tithing first, and then you can have it. Show your temple recommends before getting your one meal. If you're not Mormon, we have a baptismal font right here. Just pay an initial down payment of tithing and get baptized, and then you can get your one meal. And then the church news will advertise it as the church gives aid to those suffering from the national tragedy. The church is so true. A BYU study has just come out. Being Mormon blesses lives. Here we go again. We're almost done. Dear God. The Institute of Peace board members have been evicted. I'm not really sure who they are. Dear God. What is the Institute of Peace? Oh, they've got a little insignia that we likely can use. Yep. Trump has shot the bird, the dove, and had it for dinner. Is an American independent nonprofit national institute funded by the U.S. Congress, not no more, and tasked with promoting conflict resolution and prevention worldwide. And then USIP. My goodness, it's quite the architectural stone feat. Looks similar to the downtown Salt Lake Library. I see similar features in that. It's not the same, obviously. The roof obviously is different. Looks like parachute or a hang glider. But the walls and sort of the interior design is similar to the library. Oh, God. And in case I forget, we're doing it now. Credit unions are in jeopardy of losing their tax-exempt status. As credit unions, rather than banks, credit unions are able to do a lot better for local users. And Congress is proposing a tax reform bill that is going to remove tax-exempt status for credit unions. And so if you're involved in a credit union here in the state of Utah, there's a bunch of them. There's like a Deseret Credit Union, Cyprus Credit Union, America First Credit Union. Are they a credit union? But I mean, we can check to see what credit unions are out there. What are the list of credit unions in Utah? Members of Utah Credit Union Association. Top 10 credit unions in Utah. Let's check the Credit Union Association. So Alpine Credit Union, American First Credit Union, American United Federal Credit Union, Ascent Credit Union, Beckstrand and Associates Credit Union, Chartway Credit Union, Federal Credit Union, Cyprus Credit Union, Deseret First Credit Union. Oh dear God. You do know that's the Brigham Young KKK version. Deseret Rivers Credit Union, Desert View Credit Union, not Deseret View, Devil's Slide. Oh, those are so awesome. YouTube's got videos of the Devil's Slide. Is it Devil's Slide or Devil's Wheel? Devil's Wheel. Those are fun to watch. You get all these women and they dress in native dress of Germany or the Norwegian, Sweden, wherever they're doing it. They wear their native dress. It's so adorable. Oh, and they all sit packed at the center of the wheel, and then the wheel starts spinning. And so, yeah, the centrifugal force, is that what it's called? Propels people off the wheel. And of course they have pads around the outside of the wheels so nobody gets hurt, hopefully. And so the last person on the wheel wins. It was fun. Deseret Rivers Credit Union, no, we did that. Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, Education First. No more, banned in the United States. Credit Union, Elevate. Oh, dear God. Can you say kiss butt? Firefighters Credit Union, FlexPack Credit Union, Freedom Credit Union in Utah? Are you sure? You sure you know where you are? GNR, Credit Union, Golden West. Oh, dear God, there's a billion of them. Golden West, Granite, Hercules, Highland, Holly, Frontier Employees, Horizon, Jordan, Kings Peak, Ibu, Logan Cash Rich, Logan Medical, Members First, Millard County, Mountain America, National JACL, Nebo CU, Nephi Western Employees, North Sanpete, PNS, Pacific Horizon, dear God, Presto Employee, Provo Police and Fire, Ridgeline, San Juan. You do know that's in Capistrano. SEA, South Sanpete. You know, we don't have C's here in Utah. We're all dried up. Tanner Employees, Trans West, Uinta, Utah First, Utah Heritage, Utah Power, Valley-Wide, Verix, and Wasatch Peak. They're Googling. Okay. So yeah, all of those are in great jeopardy if Congress signs that into law. So, alright, let's, I don't know where to put it. So yeah, that's something to be concerned about if you're involved in a credit union. If you're involved in a bank, they're stealing from you, especially if it's Western Union. No, not Western Union. Maybe it is. I don't know, I'm not going to check on that. We're already at an hour and 23 minutes. So here was an awesome quote by Netanyahu, which applies to Mormons. In the face of pure evil, free societies have no choice but to fight. Remember that when you're not in Zion. In Sandy, they're claiming to be a sister city for Ukraine. And I've already gone over this. Trump is wanting Ukraine to surrender and become Russian. Utah just completely goes against Trump, even though they went against Biden, as they were getting away with stuff under Biden. They don't like our government at all. They play both sides so that they can destroy the government. But nonetheless, yeah, it's another reason why Utah is to be targeted by Trump, but nothing's being done to Utah. So pay attention to that. The JFK docs were finally finished being released. There's the 1992 act in the final year of Poppy Kennedy assassin Bush, who was a part of signing that act into law before he got booted out. For just one term president. And so all the documents were held in the super secret archives for the JFK assassination. And so they have, when each segments of documents were released on that website that is now available to acquire and download, I mean, the last one from yesterday, 132 pages. So, yeah, you can see that they were trying to make a case for the patsy, trying to connect them with Russians and communists and others. Hilarious. So yeah, it's just billions of pages of stuff. But yeah, Trump leaked. CIA, they murdered him. And Mormons were working for the CIA under Poppy Bush. Because Mormons went on missions and learned the languages around the world. And so yeah, missionaries are trapped. And this has been a big concern of mine, because it's going to be bad enough that couples are going to be torn apart because they refuse to love, or one of them refuses to love. The church loves to blame both couples when one person ruins the marriage. I should know. But when kids are involved, it becomes worse. And so what you have now are, 72,000 missionaries worldwide. And again, as with 2020, because Oaks said 2020 was a test run, so they weren't happy about calling the missionaries home. Forced Governor Herbert to let him go, and then Herbert was having difficulty with the Salt Lake Airport director who wanted to save lives, and so they had Microsoft plant porn on his computer so that he can be arrested and removed from office, from the job. And Herbert then immediately put in another guy in the position, and of course he opened up the airport to cause the escalation in Utah under Nelson's orders from conference. And so here we are again. He's gone. He's disappeared, he's erased. Never had a trial. He's gone. I'm the only one who remembers him. So yeah, if we can, at Randallburg, if we can find him where he's being held hostage, if he's not dead already from being murdered since he's been erased, yeah, he gets to come to Zion. It was just wrong what they did to him. But anyway, we'll free the captives that we can. But missionaries are trapped all around the world. And so, yes, that would be great if King Trump can be King Cyrus once again and get us to Zion. And so that would be the way to get missionaries to come straight to the Celestial Kingdom rather than coming to Utah. And so I guess, yeah, they could be used at the command center. But 72,000? I'm not sure we need that many. But we'll see. Because, yeah, depending on how many people are going to come to Zion, I mean, the missionaries also have choice. They don't have to come to the Celestial Kingdom. They can go to the terrestrial or telestial kingdom or become sons of perdition with Daddy. But yeah, I obviously am going to need help because, people are going to arrive, and I'm going to know where they are, when they leave, and the estimated time of arrival so that we can have the command center prepared and ready for their arrival. And the book of the law will be alphabetical for each ward. And so when they arrive, alphabetical lining according to the book of the law, and that'll be quicker to process them through. And then they'll need medical attention to get a full medical workup to see how they're doing and what their needs are and what their wants are. And then there'll be a dining area so that they can get something to eat, and a place for showers. Like to have that where their designated campsite would be. Ideally, I would love to have built all of the temporary cabins or initial shelters that will have plumbing and showers, and so that everybody can be taken care of that way. But the initial coming and arriving would also need some of this stuff also, so that if they're hungry they can get something to eat, and after they get checked out by medical, and then they can go to the various, or wherever their temporary camp spot is, until Zion gets finished and built. So yeah, that's the intended plan. So yeah, there will be a need for that, because if everybody wants to come to Zion and everybody qualifies, that's up to 300 per ward, and so me doing it would take too long. We need to get it going faster, and so yeah, we're going to need lots of medical doctors and nurses to do all of the testing and evaluations for the checkups, and then kitchen staff to get meals out, similar to a temple that would have an eating dining area, if you remember any of those. And so those take people to help with that process. So yeah, the missionaries could help with the getting people in line to the command center, helping process them at the command center, and then being a part of the kitchen staff and cleaning staff. So that's how the missionaries could be used in that way. But I don't think 72,000 would be needed. I think that might be too much, but I don't know. And so yeah, the command center would need to have likewise temporary bedding areas as well, similar to all the camp spots. So yeah, but again, the fall has to happen first. But I'm smelling blood in the water. Smelling the blood. The blood. Oh yeah, Rachel Maddow. Yeah, I saw her clip last night. She is thinking that Trump is just doing a test run. She didn't find out about Oaks. Oops. And so yeah, as much as I appreciate how she actually does investigative research, unlike other news that only wants to do emotional reaction and poll data and opinion councils. What What is your opinion on this? It sucks. Yeah, me too. And so, no, this is not a test. Oaks made it very clear. This is it. 2020 was the test. And so, yeah, this is, if only I can get it through to people. I had found out the secret combination. I know their plot, I know their playbook, and they're fully in it. And Oaks, dear God, Mormons, dear God. I'm still holding out for hope that there are still innocent, naive, gullible Mormons who don't want to be bad, but have been made dumb by the church to not just read the Book of Mormon and understand that when it says Jewish, it means the Jewish religion. Anyway, so that's today. Tomorrow is going to be fun. Tomorrow is, where are you? The sting of death. So look out on that calendar for the 20th. It's a sign in the heavens. And so a scripture prophecy again getting fulfilled tomorrow. Alrighty. One thing I forgot with the missionaries is the European missionaries. I am very well aware of Putin's intentions with his future plans, his preparations, and seeing how he's using Trump to meet those ends. And missionaries in Europe are in grave danger. Because with the fall of the United States of America, whether Trump causes a trigger or the church gets their kingdom back, we're all doomed anyway, it's going to cause a world war. And missionaries around the world, but specifically Europe, are in grave danger. Missionaries with the church fall will not be able to get home. They don't have the money to get a plane ticket home. America will be in chaos, doesn't allow people in. It won't be a safe place anywhere in the world. Missionaries will be stranded worldwide. But what is coming is very obvious now. Trump has been wanting to include Canada and Greenland into the United States of America. And if you look on the map, Greenland is closest to the UK. You have Iceland that's in between, and that's it. And you got straight to the UK. It's also closest to Ireland and such as well. Even Norway and Sweden sandwiched in the middle between Norway and Finland. By Putin wanting to take over Ukraine is not just to restore what was taken when the Eastern Bloc fell. Putin already has the others bent to his knee, as Poland is now at Putin's doorstep. Poland is calling for nuclear help, which is not just energy. They need military help because of what the Belarus president leaked last week that I mentioned in a Trump Ice video, is that by taking Ukraine back, they have a stronger front to go in to Europe. Because the rest of Europe is by sea. The Atlantic Ocean, Norwegian Sea, North Sea, Mediterranean, Black Sea. And so once Trump or Putin can obtain Ukraine, he's ready to commence his attack surrounding Europe. And for Trump to take care of Canada and Greenland so that Putin doesn't have to worry about him coming in from behind, Putin can then commence his attack on Europe, a military attack. He was trying to provoke Europe to get involved with Ukraine so that he could have cause to attack them earlier, but they never fell for it. But since Trump took office, telling Ukraine to quit and give up, surrender, this has united the European Union behind Ukraine. And thus, Putin again keeps reminding them, you're going to declare war if you send troops in. But they don't get it. You know, if they want to jump the gun early, fine. But Putin, he wants war. Ukraine was purposely done in 2022 to be dragged out through the Biden administration, waiting for Trump to take over again so that he can then get Trump to do his will. And so this is what we're waiting for. Because all of the African countries, I don't think, are anywhere in a position to assist Putin. And so when they're a sea battle anyway, you know, whether Morocco or Algeria, for example, that seemed to be the closest to Spain, I don't think that they would be an issue for Putin. And it's possible that Putin could bribe them to join and help fight against Spain, promising them the land of Spain and Portugal if they help in the battle. So they may. But that's what's coming, is an all-out an all-out world war in Europe. So that instead of Germany trying to expand, it'll be Russia trying to expand this time. And Russia was, during World War II, trying to expand as they were taking back lands from Germany. But Germany got defeated. And then we had a Cold War with Russia. So, but yeah, if all fails, no fall of the church, no transfer, so we can go to Zion. This is what's coming. This is the world war that's coming. We need to get Mormons out before this. And Oaks has already made his threat. Once a month. Next month is it. That was the death threat day for Easter. Oaks has it planned to end on Easter. So if this countdown fails, we're all doomed. And so I don't need to curl up on the bed and cry because it didn't happen. We'll all be dead. We could use some of the men for guards. But 72,000. Wow, that's a lot. But guards will be needed, and we might need the 72,000 for guards. And then, I don't know, maybe the women are tough fighters. The men can only do cooking and cleaning stuff. That's all they're good for. But that's how the church uses women. Salt Lake or downtown Temple Square. Yeah, it's all women. On purpose. Because they only have the one apartment building for the missionaries, and so you don't want mingled missionaries together. They might be naughty. And so, in case you are wondering, in Zion, if you want to get married, there's no temple ceiling stuff anymore. As the couple, you get to design what you want to do. And if you want to have an elaborate dress made and wear a tuxedo or suit, that's up to you guys. We'll help you facilitate whatever you need and want for a wedding ceremony. But the officiators, it can be me if you want, but your parents, yes, mothers, if you want. They are priesthood holders with priesthood office, but not officially anymore. It's all fulfilled. You're all, I forgot the word, equal inheritors. God. I need to write it down. In Zion. And so as a result, you live your life. Just give everybody agency. And so yes, if you want the parents to officiate, you can design it to have both couple parents involved with your wedding. That's how it was originally. Tribal leader is daddy. And so, yeah, you can get both involved, and the names, technically the woman should still keep her family name and just add the husband's to her, as he's now providing the seed for the babies to come. That's the only reason why the guy wouldn't take on the wife's name, because he doesn't receive eggs. But it's up to you guys. We just need to keep track of you and keep track of the kids for the genealogy. But yeah, and if you don't want a ceremony, you don't have to have a ceremony. You meet somebody in Zion, you both like each other, great, let us know. We'll get you a place to live together, and you can start going to town. That's it. That's all. Sex technically is the binding. The binding ceremony of the Jews is the symbolism of sexual intercourse. And you are binding yourself to each other to have babies, cleave unto each other. And that's it. You're now sealed. It's that simple. Because you are joint heirs. Oh my God. We're writing that down right now. Joint heirs. I've brought it out again. Now that I smell blood in the water. The Exodus plans are back out. These are the Exodus plans. Remember those from last year, guys? And packed them away in the box. I gave up. I quit. And here we go again. Yeah, it's that simple. Just don't cheat. That's all you got to do. And a tip from a failure, if you want it. When you first meet, that's like planting the seed. You have to wait for the fruit to grow. You can't get impatient. You can't take away the seed's agency. It will grow when it grows, and the results will be manifested. And so, too much in our culture wants immediate results. I've seen it in the singles ward billions of years ago. They want the accomplished, complete, perfect guy. And in the older singles ward, too many disappointed women. Because the men who are in the older singles ward are, 1, failures, 2, losers, no other woman wanted them, or 3, they're not the kind of guy you want. You know, if you're looking to come to Zion to just sleep around, get out. Zion is for relationships. The human race is in jeopardy. This is no time to ruin trying to save human life. So yeah, I saw that in the older singles ward. Guys and women coming there for a hookup rather than a relationship. And so, man, too much heartbreak. So, alrighty. Just made this longer, didn't I?